man, it's hot in here. You know what? 1 second. I'm gonna grab a beer. Turn this AC on also. What are you doing, Gator? What are you doing, Gator? What are you doing? Where are you going? What are you doing? All right. Happy Thursday, y'all. We almost made it. You know, I don't plan to do these live streams on like Thursdays, but they usually usually plays out that way. Excuse me. So what a week, what a week, what a week. About to wrap it up. I'm taking off a little early tomorrow from work. I got a nice Disney World trip planned. It's gonna be fun. Excited to see how things are going. So hopefully all y'all are doing very well. I've been doing my mentoring. I just got approved for a new course with LinkedIn Learning, so that'll be good. Oh man. So what questions can I answer today? It's kind of loud. Oh man. You guys ever struggle to find to do things that aren't like code related? Is it just me? Like, am I the only one that's like, yo, dog, I got like no hobbies. Actually, that's not true. I watch some anime and I read some books. I'm almost done with Can't Hurt Me by Goggins. I think David Goggins. I think David's his first name. Just got a longboard tried out. I used to live in Beach City, so I've had my longboard days. They're in the past now. Not that I didn't enjoy it. I just, I'm old, man. I go down. I ain't coming back up. Like shit's starting to hurt. I'm a little sore today. I been doing my ab wheel and my pull ups. Trying to stay in shape and whatnot. Yeah, man. I'm telling you, it. Listen, man. Every 10 years, shit starts hurting. So, yeah, and like, I think I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna go buy an investment property. That was the best. That was the best idea I was able to come up with. Gonna go buy some. Turn an Airbnb, run an Airbnb. So your boy's looking at. I sent in all my pre-approval paperwork 2 days ago. Waiting to hear back. But that's what I think I'm gonna do. So, yeah. I mean, we'll see. We shall see. But reading's been nice. AMC to the moon, is it really? No, it's $9. I mean, compared to a month ago, it's $14. I wouldn't exactly say it's to the moon. Although Diamond Hands that shit. Oh man, what's the good old GME 156? Yeah. You done with Scrimba? You gotta learn React elsewhere. You just gotta build stuff, man. That's what I'm telling you. Just go ahead and build stuff. Just got my royalty check from Scrimba. Always a good day when you start having money coming in that you worked for in the past. Oh, I guess when you phrase it like that, that's like, I get paid once a month at Amazon, so it's like it always feels like I'm I got paid in the past, or like worked in the past. This is the first job I ever had where I got paid once a month. It feels like an eternity between paychecks. I'm getting more adjusted to it now, but you know, the thing you got to do is learn what's best for you. But building things that, yeah, I get one check a month from Amazon. But in fairness, I have money coming in from mentoring and like royalty checks and YouTube and some affiliate and occasional one-off other things. So it's not, and I'm good with my money. Uh, yeah, I get a full paycheck for the month. It just feels weird. It feels like I'm working for free until I get that big check at the end of the month. Obviously, I'm not, but like, it is what it is. Um, it's just the first time. I'm not used to it. You keep applying to front end junior web dev jobs, but no success. Any advice? Could be your resume's messed up. It could be that you don't have a good job search strategy. It could be your skill set. It could be how often you're applying. Um, uh, it's a lot of things. It's a complex thing. I mean, this is why I mentor on. This is like the number one thing that I help the developers that I mentor on a regular basis. Um, go and solve, right? So like, um, I did just open up one more slot. Paste in the chat if you want to book it. I meet with people for once a week for 30 minutes, and we go over things. Yeah, I mean, I probably filled out 500 applications before I got my first job. That's not even remotely like. It's probably more than that. So makes you think about what you spend it on. Your check when you get paid once a month. I mean, not so much. So one thing, if I was to sort of give you non-financial advice, not a financial advisor, is just have your check go into multiple accounts, like your housing account, your investment account, your sort of day-to-day account. Those are my three. I have a percentage breakdown, and with that, it makes it much easier to go and you sort of control your cost of living, you're investing, you're saving, you're, paying things down, you're enjoying life, and like, figure out what percentage that works for you. Is there a minimum knowledge for your mentorship? I've had people who are senior devs who want to become better at Angular. I've had people who are in an internship that started learning code 6 weeks ago. So it kind of depends where you're at. Where did I get my financial advice? Really from trial and error. I took on some credit card debt early on, and I just realized that I'd rather make money with my money. There's only one asset I'm actually comfortable buying, taking debt out, and it's real estate, and that's because of appreciation, and there'll be rental properties at that point in time. Everything else, like I was looking at buying a $40,000 car cash the other day, and that's what kind of got me into rental properties. Also, I was like, what would make me happier? Like, do I need to be this showy? I have a girlfriend. Like, she doesn't seem to have a problem with my car. Let me go buy a second house instead. Like, financial advice for the most part is pretty straightforward if you're not trying to do anything spicy. The problem is people get a little crazy. myself included, like I probably should have a financial advisor. I don't remember what Fat Albert's voice sounds like. Oh, you know what? I do. So for those of you who don't know, Fat Albert is from Bill Cosby's stand-up comedy series and like cartoon. Um, and I used to listen to the cassette tapes of Bill Cosby's stand-up comedy with my mom in the car ride, and she'd drop us off at my dad's all the time. And Fat Albert by his name, not a very politically correct name by today's standards, and not something you should call somebody, but in the context that is what he was referred to. And he was just a big, heavy set kid, more or less. So they'd be like, "Hey, hey, hey!" That's all I remember. Hey, hey, hey! Yeah, that's the best you're gonna get out of me, baby boy. Oh, and baby girl. Yeah. Oh, not a saute veggies, huh? Gonna try a new recipe. I just have Factor 75 delivered to the house. Makes my life a little easier. So Gator, stop eyeballing this water bottle, man. He's over here eyeballing the shit out of this water bottle because he wants to chew it. It's like they get a new water bottle every day. Are design agencies a good choice for junior front end jobs? Any job you can get as a front end dev that adds experience, if you don't have any, is a good choice, to be honest with you. Like the hardest thing is just getting the experience. Start getting paid. Start getting paid to learn and learn outside to work on top of that, and then just jump jobs. That's really the best way of going, you know. Yeah. So, it's just one of those things, man. You gotta go get the experience. The hardest thing you can do is get that first job. After that, it's still hard, but it's not the hardest thing you're going to do, most likely. Success is contagious if you allow it to be. Yeah, exactly. Daniel makes a great point. Whether a job is good or bad completely depends on your other options. So I think that's one of the things I get upset with people about, like going on Upwork and things like that. Like, they say it's a race to the bottom, but like you have no experience on the platform and you have to prove your worth, build up your reviews. Of course, you're not going to be able to charge a ton, right? Like what I charged in my first job is not what I charge in my current job, you know? you build that up over time and, experience, and you become a proven asset rather than an unreliable asset or an unknown asset. So, if you're an unknown asset, you're going to not always get the best thing in the world. Like, you're going to have to, you know, take some of those things that maybe in the long term arena, you might consider less desirable. That's all right. There's nothing wrong with that. No one's saying you got to die there. No one's saying you got to be there forever. How much did I charge at first? Dude, I had jobs I charged $15 an hour as freelance. You know, best place to learn web development or front end software. I think Scrimba is a great platform. I think YouTube's a great platform, and Free Code Camp. Those are my 3 go-to resources. And Udemy, 4. So, but like, even the job I had, my very first true dev job, most money I ever made was working and writing code. I was a team of 4 or 5 in the whole company, and I was ecstatic to have it. Would I consider that a good job now? No, because based on where my skill set and my career is, and the financial aspects and where I wanted to go, it wouldn't be a good job from my perspective now. Of course, I wouldn't go back, right? Did I think it was a bad job then? No, I thought I was blessed to have it. I was everything I wanted. I worked hard to get that job. So, get the experience. Do I teach in mentoring? I mean, I answer questions more often than not. It's a 30-minute meeting a week is usually what I do. So it's more like people show up with questions and I go in it, and it always goes in a different direction. I'm thinking a couple spots might open up even more so. A lot of my, I have one mentee who I helped him get his first dev job, and now he's like sort of ramping up at his current work, and he's getting into the groove, a little less stressed, and it's getting to the point where he doesn't have as many questions as he once had. And I wouldn't be too surprised if he said, "Hey, thank you for everything. You were great," and then went about his business. And that's understandable. You don't need a mentor your entire life. Sometimes you just need it for periods in time. So, what a long week. What happened to you, Tech Rally? Yeah, that dev life happened. I know all about that dev life, man. Yeah, I was a little confused about something I thought was going to take a couple hours, but it only took like 20 minutes of like some configuration today. And I was like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to get this done. Like, dude, we got to get this done today. And it's not that much work. I was like, dude, it's a couple hours. And like, no. I was like, okay. So it happens. But luckily it didn't happen to me today. So I was happy about that. Just like Thursdays, man. Thursday is the day where I'm done. Like, physically, mentally, it starts grinding on me. At some point in my career, I want to try 4/10s and just work Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, something like that. Because I think that'd be something I could do. So you never know, though. May hate it. I've had some colleagues that have done that, and yeah, I think I only have 2 chapters left of my book. I've been reading a chapter a day. That's been the thing I've been struggling with most, is trying to find hobbies that I feel are productive, make me better, without being on a computer. The only thing I really want to do on a computer, other than some mentoring and building courses. And Not my own right now. Baby girl, you're being kind of crazy. That's enough. I mean, WordPress is not something I would go into. I've been saying this for my entire career. It's a skill set that is bottom of the barrel for the most part. Some people are going to hate me. Some people are going to disagree with me. Is free code camp still helpful? I absolutely think so. They have actual projects. They're working with relevant technologies in their setup. What would I do if I wasn't a developer? I mean, probably something that allowed me to work digitally on computers, but that's kind of too similar to development. What is he? Down. Okay. Oh. Most likely I'd be an electrician. It's a skill that can scale well in demand. I don't think there's a ton of ramp up time. You don't have to go into a ton of debt to learn it. There is this great, like, for whatever reason, at least in American society, it's almost looked down upon that you would go and do like physical labor of sorts. But the truth of the matter is, there's a lot of good money in it. And if you are hardworking and intelligent, you can do quite a bit with it. You know, how does a dev with only 6 months experience get noticed by a FANG company to get an interview? Do you have a computer science degree? I mean, do you have a stellar project that would just blow somebody out of the water? I mean, I would say, and I don't know, I'm not saying this as an Amazon employee by any means. This is just my gut instinct because they do hire. I mean, they hire people with 0 to 2 years experience. That's considered entry level at most major tech companies. Is that 0 to 2 year experience? And if I would imagine my gut instinct, is my gut instinct is that it's you come straight out of college and you have a CS degree. That would be my gut instinct most of the time. God, you're so crazy. Is this what you wanted? See how happy she is? See her intensely looking at me. Like, this is exactly what I wanted, Daddy. Oh yeah, she doesn't have separation anxiety at all. Other than design agent, no one said to look out for local design agencies. I think I think you've been wanting me to say that. Hey, and what I've told you this whole time, to take what you can get for your first job and then figure it out after that. But generally speaking, once you have some experience, I would stay away from startups. Do you know any developers with learning disabilities like dyslexia? I don't offhand know. That I do not. What are you going to do now that you're not doing your podcast? The podcast for me was stopped for 2 reasons. One was I wanted to focus more on my life. And 2, anything that I'm going to put time, effort, and energy into needs to have a somewhat immediate return. So the podcast, from a financial standpoint, wasn't doing a lot, and that's pretty common for most podcasts. Hey, guys, Boise, get out of here. Outside, get out of here. Hey, did you fucking bark at me? No. Where's Gator? Where's Gator? Go get Gator. Outside. Outside. You better go outside. So yeah, they're getting. I'm thinking about dropping some money to get them trained pretty soon, right after this trip. Dude, I've tried everything I could on my own. I need some help. The problem, so back to the podcast. It's just for the amount of time I need to put into something for the payoff, it just has to make sense. And building courses has one of those items where building courses and the mentoring and things like that have been stuff that has had the impact that makes it worth my time. And it's not just a money thing, but it is a large part of it. So I'm looking to do more hobbies. I'm freeing up my my time a little bit to spend with my girlfriend, although she's busier than I am. She's a full-time student, works full-time. You know, so it's the same one. The same one, yeah. I've had the same one for about 5 months. We did break up for a very short period of time, and then we almost immediately got back together. That's on me, though. It's on us both, but I'll take the blame. But yeah, so working with the dogs more. I know you think they're very untrained, and they are, but like they got worse over time because I had a really rough 2020, and I basically just let them do their own shit. I just let them, I don't think I cleaned the dog poop up in the backyard for like 6 months at a time. And so things that the house got ran down a little bit, the yard's destroyed. They weren't very well trained to begin with. They got even worse. And because I was just trying to survive mentally and emotionally. And sometimes you let things slip through the cracks, and that's definitely one of them. So, it is what it is. So, that's part of it is, doing better with the dogs, physical and mental health, all that jazz. Reason for staying away from startups. Most startups are not profitable and pay you like crap and are the most stressful place you'll ever work. You want to talk about burnout and stress? It's startup land. Go listen to, not to bring Josh Fluke to some of his more negative stuff, because he seems to be in a very positive place. I'm very happy for him. But go listen to some of his videos about what it was like working at some of those startups. All of it's correct. And I'm talking about like the Ubers and the Coinbases that are like guaranteed. Most startups are going to be these no-name companies you had no idea that were ever going to succeed. And most don't. 9 out of 10 don't. So entry-level developer, level up and apply to FANG. Know your computer science, data structures, algorithms for the most part. Do the dogs fight? I mean, they wrestle. They don't fight, though. They're like best friends, man, these two. They're the same type of dog. So, I don't know if I'm job ready. Go interview, find out. That's the best way to find it. Worth my time, financial reason, not hating, just curious. No, it's so one thing that when it comes to my time, if I'm going to invest it into something that I feel like I'm not getting a return on, that can be financial. It also can be that like career potential. It could be mental health, physical health. I put a lot of time these last 5 years into growing my income, growing my skill set, and I got it to a point where I'm fairly happy. Right, I landed at a FANG company, which was always the goal. So what I've wanted to do is I want to enjoy my life a little bit more, and I want to be able to grow in different areas, and that's not just I'm part of the reason I broke down in 2020, other than just like a long relationship ending, is I went through life a glass cannon. All I had was career, um, and if I'm going to do something outside of work, it needs to be justifiable. It needs to be okay. Like I do this. This is. I don't even have monetization turned on for this. Why do I do this? Because I think it's important for me to give back to the community in some way. That's why. And I kill some time. It's a nice social interaction. It's good for my mental health. But there are things that if I wouldn't be doing if I didn't think I was getting the return on it. So certain things give returns that I'm okay sacrificing a portion of my time for, right? The royalties that I make with Scrimba or LinkedIn, that's something that I can say, hey, I'm okay spending this unit of measurement. There's this unit of time for that. And the podcast wasn't providing that for me, as well as other things. YouTube, for instance. Any advice of getting a getting a senior software engineer quickly? Jump jobs, usually the best thing. Level up, learn from multiple environments. Do not cut my own grass. I have a part of the HOA is they do all the landscaping. Although I do hire True Green, I just hired them to try and fix the yard. So they're doing like their sprays and their all that jazz. Any advice for a computer science student entering final year? Start a project. Learn how to monetize it. He's got it nice with his girl right now in a new house. Yeah. It's kind of crazy to think that it's been almost 5 months. I'm in love though. I'll be honest with you. I'm madly in love. Like, and it's like, it's always been, I care for her quite deeply. So it's, it feels good, man. It feels good. I feel a little needy. I know I'm a little needy. But it's nice, man. Yeah. Yeah. Got a lot of fun stuff planned together. Going Disney World this weekend. Going Disney World twice in June. Going on a family trip with her family in August. Going to California in July to see my family together. Gonna go Hawaii with my family in September. So like, for whatever reason, we've been doing a lot of traveling. So it's been nice, man. I don't know that I've ever been so honest with somebody. And I think part of that's the communication books. Part of it is she's very understanding. She's very sweet. So what are the warning signs of a bad work environment? Unrealistic deadlines, toxicity, like talking down to you, telling everything that's wrong with you. You should just have a gut instinct of what to know for. I like to ask how they test their code, and if they don't, that's usually like it's a it's a death march. Or if like they say they're super agile, it just means they don't have any requirements to just figure that shit out. You know. Yeah, Tech Rally. We can hop on one, man. Shoot me an email or something, and we can connect, or LinkedIn, wherever we're connected. Yeah, don't worry about the startup you're joining. You can always leave. Keep that in mind. The problem is not that people go to bad environments; it's that people stay in bad environments. You may have bad patches. I'll message you internally. That's true. I forgot about that. Sorry, we're like Pokemon. They're collecting us now. So, you know, but yeah, I'm very happy, man. Yeah, 40%. So here's the thing: you go and get a 40% pay increase. Guess what? And you stay there for a year. That's enough. 1 year at a bad environment's enough. You go and leave for a 20% raise on top of that. You're good for a company that's not toxic. And not every startup is toxic. One thing when talking out to a group of people and the internet, I'm giving you, detailed answers or semi-detailed answers to a text format over here, where you're limited by characters. I'm limited by context. And so most of the time we're speaking in generalities and not absolutes. So not everything's going to be like that. Do you ever wish you had a less stressful career? When it's stressing me out. Like that's honest. I honestly can tell you that there are stressful moments in my career, without a doubt. But I've done things to lower the stress of my life outside of work that has helped with my stress at work. And being able to communicate clearly, being able to ask for help. Like today. Today's a great example. I was asking for help because I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't understand. You're saying it's easy? Great. Let's do it together. Because I'm confused. There's some sort of disconnect here. And sometimes you just have to push back and be like, listen, I'm clearly dumb. I need your help. It's okay. I don't mind you babying me. So my point is that at the end of the day, don't be afraid to ask for help. Handle your money right. And before you know it, someone else will come to you. Like, think about this. Before Tech Rally and I were coworkers at Amazon and shit, we were just dudes that were like trying to get our first job. Like, yo, man, do you understand for loops? like this is real shit. Like, no one comes out of the womb knowing how to code. But we put in hours. We cried. We studied. We skipped meals, and it's just didn't go out on the weekends with the boys. Like, my case, I moved across country away from my whole family. Part of the reason I'm so needy, because I know I'm needy, without a doubt. Like I know I need a lot of interaction from my significant other. It's because it's like the other night I was sick. I had to call her. I was deadly sick. And I'd call her at 1:30 a.m. I pulled the boyfriend card, asked her to come over, right? And I hated to do it because I knew she wasn't feeling too well a couple days before, needed her sleep, but I have nobody else. Like I'm true. Like these dogs aren't going to take care of me. Like it's just the way it is. Like I'm not near any family, and so I know I'm a little needy. I need more social interaction. I work from home, right? Um, if I had a huge social life, maybe I'd be a little less needy in that department. But I'm working on it. You know, that's why I'm reading. You can't hurt me, and I'm journaling more and handling some of these inner demons of mine. So, any plans to retire early? I think everyone plans to retire early. We'll see how it plays out. When know if job ready, go interview. See how it is. How old am I? I'm 33. T-Car, good luck, man. How to search for your first junior dev job? I use LinkedIn. I only apply to apps that are 1 day old. Hey, I have a question. So first, thank you. I'm motivated to move from Tampa. I love it here. Relocated from New York. I'm sure you love it. I can only imagine. I've never been to New York, but I've never had any interest going to New York. Looking to becoming a front-end web developer to get comfortable with JavaScript living in Tampa. What would you say is the best to get employed? Is it React or Angular? It's React. I guess, is your savings rate on track to retire early? I save roughly 70 to 80% of my income. I could pay my house off this year. I don't put a lot of money into 401k, but I do the 401k match. Part of the reason for that, again, all this, by the way, not a financial advisor. It's just what I do. I do the minimum for the 401k match. I did for a while. I maxed it out last year, and then what I found that I didn't like not having access to my money. So now I just do the match. So I go and I most of the time I'm investing in stocks to go buy real estate. I paid down a good portion of my house. I paid down about 50% of my house in 2.5 years. And I could pay, if I cashed out my assets today, I could pay it off, but I have nothing. But yeah, I would say my savings rate is on track. But who knows, man? So here's the thing is I'm 33. I plan to have a family and kids one day. And that, I don't know how costly that's going to be, but I promise you it's going to be costly. And it's easier to save money when you're solo. Once you have a relationship, you're doing more things, going on more trips. Once you have kids cost money, family and all that stuff. So apply any job that's looking for a junior dev job, just apply. Ignore the years of experience. If it has junior in the title, apply. The best platform, why do you keep saying reach? Is H next to T? I guess kind of. Honestly, just learning the fundamentals of React and going and building things is the best way of going for it. Any advice to a company that you want to remain 100% in the office while demonstrating productiveness in either the office or not? Not saying like a dick, but not wanting to return to the office. It's not a dick to say you don't want to return to the office. A lot of people are struggling with this right now. So what I would say is be semi-direct and get a feeling if it's a possibility. People, talk to your boss. Be like, hey, this is where I'm at. This is what I'm thinking. Is this something that we can make a reality? And find out. And if it's not, go and find a place that will hire you. There's a lot of companies right now that are very much so open to remote. COVID gave companies a lot of insight that like, hey, we can still do our shit. We don't need to be in the office. We can still do this. It's uncomfortable, but no one's going to fire you for it. I've been working remote for 2+ years now. And I've enjoyed my coworkers. It's harder. It's harder being single. And if I had a larger social life, I might not mind. It might not be as hard, but hybrid is a place to start. But if you truly value remote, go get a remote job. It's okay. Not everything's going to work out. If you and your partner, if something's not going to work for you, it's okay to say, like, I'm going to do this until I find something that is going to work for me, right? Like, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. And that goes for like relationships as well. Like, if you're open with your partner about like what's going to work for you and what's not, it's okay to end that and go find something that's going to work for you. It's not rude. It's not anything. But like, how much do you value remote is the question. Do you value it enough that you're willing to leave your current job for a job that's going to be remote in 6 months or some other thing? Or are you okay with that? Any advice for a mentee? I want to get the most out of my mentorship program. Prepare 5 questions before you go into any mentee session or mentor session. Yes. So Tech Riley makes a good point. I normally say this is like, don't go and be remote for your first couple jobs. Like, until you're at a senior level, you don't want to be remote. A lot of people just want remote off the back, and it's not a great idea. But also, not everyone wants to. Not everyone wants to do that. How to get a girlfriend without a social life? Just curious. Well, I mean, dating apps are a thing, and being able to treat someone right and treat them to nice things and be interested in them and kind and things like that. That helps as well. Like, I try to take care of myself the best I can. When I started being single, I was 200 pounds. I'm like 165, which is more my natural weight. I upgraded my wardrobe a little bit. All that. We met on a dating app. She likes to say mutual friends because she's embarrassed. But like anybody, this is what I find so funny. Like, although I've been opening up more to like her family and been a little bit more talkative, like first time I met them was kind of a mute. It's not like I'm like, it's very apparent I'm not a super social guy. So like, and she's younger than me. She's 25. So it's like she's doing more of the bar thing and like, the girlfriend type of thing. And so it's like, I don't know anyone who would imagine that I'd be at a bar. Maybe like a board game bar or like a video game bar. Yeah, man. Cracks me up. What are you barking about? I mean, the lights are off. This is a candlelit live stream. Yeah, I just haven't got to turn it on. But yeah, man, she's always been really special to me. I think I just got overwhelmed when we broke up. Shit happens. I make mistakes. She makes mistakes. We're human. I think I got this hating ass friend that like just thinks you should never get back together after you break up. And like I agree generally. Like I like kind of get one. Like, fucked up. Like whatever. As long as it's not something, too drastic. like cheating or something like that. But sometimes you just have to accept that we're imperfect people and like we're trying to do the best we can, and that at the end of the day we make mistakes, right? Like, not that people are malicious. What interests me outside of work? Well, I've been reading a lot. I really do enjoy reading. Even as a kid, I read a ton of books, although more sci-fi. Like if you go and look at my Instagram, I think like the last 10 photos are just all books I read. Let me see here. This books I read or courses I built. So, yeah. That's actually been something I've been trying to find out myself. Hobbies and things like that. Nothing we can talk about on stream. But for the most part, it used to be video games. I don't really enjoy video games anymore. It's just something I grew out of. I think if I had like a bunch of boys that I would play like Call of Duty with, you know, drop in some Modern Warfare 2 and like the good old days where we'd play WoW with like, you know, the clan, the homies, like that'd be something I would enjoy. Occasionally there's a game that comes out that I play, but it's usually single player game. I don't really enjoy the sort of like nonstop, the game never ends games. Solid thorough understanding front end engineering is enough to get hired. I got hired as front end, not with minimal back end. What are you doing, sweetheart? Scar H or the Tar 21. Nah, man, it's the running gun. What was the what was that? What was that gun, man? In the not the Uzi. It's a SMG though. It was the P90 was good, but I'm thinking the UMP 45. That's what it is. The UMP 45. Yeah, dude. Come on. Get it. Oh yeah. That was it. The UMP 45. The UMP 45. Oh man. That was the gun, dude. That was yeah, man. Poker used to interest me. I played a tournament last weekend, lost $200. It doesn't interest me right now. I've thought about picking it up as a hobby seriously, but poker's a hard thing when you're having I don't want to say I'm having mental health issues, but when you're working on your mental health, a gambling related hobby is not something I would recommend. Even though not to say poker's not gambling, but the ups and downs is not something that's good for you when you're trying to stabilize. I've dabbled a little in crypto. So watch out, guys. Boise, come on. But yeah, so it's one of those things where, oh my god, dog. I'm somewhat trying to figure out what to do completely with my free time. And honestly, I like spending it with my girlfriend or the girl I'm dating and doing things. Common pitfalls and mistakes people make when trying to find a software dev job. It's truly just not applying enough. People need to apply like it's a full-time job. And when they get a job interview, they stop applying. No. no pimping. You keep applying. So, and on top of that, making sure your resume's right, your LinkedIn's right, your GitHub's right, your cover letter's right. These items, spending 10, 12 hours on all these things are enough to make or break you. So, those are the major things. And that's where you'll gain the biggest, increase, in my opinion. So, but yeah, like tonight, I'll probably go read a chapter of my book and knock out early. I got some work I got to do, and then a little bit of packing, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, eat out. But I think right now what I want to do, and like I'd buy a jet ski and like a trailer and do all that sort of stuff, but one, I have to get a car that can tow it. Two, I have to get a piece of property that can stow it. Like, so, once I figure out what's going on with relocation and things like that, I'll know what type of piece of property I'm buying and, go from there. And I might get some of those things and, it'll be good. But, when I was, so I went on a pontoon boat with some buddies of mine, about seven buddies of mine who are all developers, this last weekend. And it just really made me want to buy a jet ski. I was just like, this would be so much fun. And buy a house on the water. That's the crazy thing about, like, if you're able to work remote and make good money. Like Florida, Tampa's prices are going up, but you can buy a house on the water for $250,000 in like a area that's not nice. But you can buy a house on the water for $750. That is nice, which is a lot of money, but it's not an absurd amount to get a house on the water where literally you have a dock that you can just drive your shit into the ocean. So, it's something like that plays out, maybe I'll upgrade and do some of that fun stuff. We'll see. Who knows, man? Who knows? I always code in JavaScript or TypeScript when I take any coding interview. All right, guys. With that being said, have a good one. I wish you the best. Good luck with your coding journey and all that jazz. I am gonna go take a walk, do a little reading, and probably journal. I gotta get some stuff off my chest. Journaling's great, by the way. I highly recommend it. Bye, guys.